Hi y'all, Christian Stylez back for another video, and it is. I just want to start by telling you guys the date because it was July 17th in part 4 of this series, and it is now July 23rd of 2020. Hence the balloons. Happy birthday! Yeah, because I had to spend my birthday without my kid. So wonderful. So what we're gonna do is, like I told you, I have the documents, and I figured out a way to get them in there. There might be some that are grainy and really hard to read, but we're gonna move right along past that because I think that I will be able to get it to the point where you can see it. I did zoom out so I could get the whole document, and then I kind of cropped it when I screenshotted it. So they might be a little difficult to see, but because I'm still learning how to use this new editing software that I have, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up and I'm going to read them aloud. So that is how I'll do it, so that you see the document, and then you'll hear what it actually says in case you cannot read it. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Okay, so that first document is going to be the lease release. And the reason why I wanted to do the lease release first is because um, this document basically was crafted as a way for me to. I'm going to pull it up in front of me too so I can really look at it with you guys. So give me just 1 second. There's a lot of documents in here. It was labeled, wasn't it? Uh, Come on. Oh, here we go. I'm looking right at it. Okay, so here's the thing. So this document that you guys just saw, um, or actually, I don't know how I'm going to do it, whether I put the document before and then after I explain the clip, or I explain the clip and then I put the thing after. I'm not sure which order I'm going to do it in. But so basically, you can see that this was first done on '03 of 2022. So the 3rd of March, the 3rd day of March, and it was 2022. So that's when it was first crafted. Okay, so if we do the math, um, uh, January, February, March, April, May, June. See, we hold on a second. March. Let me see. Hold on a second. January, February, March, April. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. So 2022 March 3rd was the day that we first initially said, or that there was the first time that she brought up that she wanted to be off the lease. I said, oh, okay, so you want to be off the lease, fine. She didn't sign it until, and like I already explained in the last clips, when I spoke about this the first time, I had originally was the first person to sign it, and I signed it for her because I just wanted her out at that time. But then they were like, no, we couldn't. So then there was another one that went through, and they made sure that it was really her that signed it. So our landlord signed it on August 14th. So you see, that's a big jump. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. See, okay, of 2022. See how that works? And the lease was going to be up in April of 2023. You see? So we weren't even there as long as you see what I mean? Is it starting to make sense now? Okay, so so he signed it on August 14th, then she officially signed it on August 21st, and I signed it on August 22nd. Okay, August 22nd, because I have to also sign it for it to go into effect. And if I didn't sign it, then that would be me saying that it's okay for her to do whatever it was that she was doing. Um, and that was like, no, no, no. Like, we're not going to have that. I am going to sign this so we can be done, so you can move out, so this can be peaceful, so we don't have to see each other, we don't have to fight, none of that. I was trying to be the adult against my better judgment because I should have just left her on it and then screwed her in the end by making her pay all the back money that I had to break my back to pay to make sure that I got out of there without an eviction. So I did her a favor there, and it's really effed up, but it's the way that it happened. So August 22nd, and there's going to be evidence to this later on, is I was in jail at that time. Okay. So I had either just come out of jail. Hmm. I think I just had come out. I came out because I went in there. Yeah. So yeah, and so that's when it was signed. So that whole thing happened. So that's the lease release. Now let me um, go to the next document. All right, so the next document that you see on your screen or saw on your screen is the booking information. Now, the booking information is information when you get arrested. If many of you guys or any of you guys have been arrested, you guys know that there's booking information that shows up on the internet, a part of your case, blah, blah, blah. So when we were going through the TRO, which is the temporary restraining order injunction hearings, she used that as a piece of evidence. Like I told you, it was too far back and too old and not recent enough for her to even use it. And like the judge said, she's an active participant, so it really didn't matter. Um, she used that document to show, oh, he's dangerous, blah, blah, blah. Look, he was arrested, blah, 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 not realizing that the judge would know that lots of people are arrested for probable cause. That doesn't necessarily make them bad people. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're totally at fault. It just means that they have probable cause to arrest that person. And like I stated, they had probable cause to arrest her too, but because of the newborn baby, they didn't. So my thing is, um, and like I said, like I told the judge, I'm very grateful for that, as you saw on the document. I'm very grateful for that because had that happened, my son would have gone to foster care the same way I did, and then probably ended up in a much worse situation. So I'm very grateful um, for that not have being the case. And when I say much grateful, I am truly grateful that that was not the case. I will take that bullet any day over him going to the system. So that's that. You guys can feel how you can feel about that, but I think that I made the right decision by not fighting that it be both of us that go. Um, and here's the thing about this. So as you can see, I circled the date for the judge. It says the 21st. I know that it's hard to see, but it says August 21st. So it says that I signed that on the 22nd. So I came out that next day, and that signing that document was the very first thing I did. Because if you remember in a few videos back, I'm not exactly sure which video, I'm just going to say a few videos back because I can't remember exactly what I've said in each one of these parts. But what I'm going to say is, remember when I told you guys that when I came out, the first thing I did was call the landlord and get the locks changed and get signing this document was a part of that. Signing the lease release was a part of the things that I did to rid myself of her because I was so sick and tired of the situation and I wanted the situation to be done. That was one of the first things I did when I got out was sign that document. As soon as I saw it in my email, I signed it and said good riddance. Okay. So then I had somebody come out to the house immediately and change the locks. Okay, because after that document was signed, I had every right to do so. So she used that booking information sheet of paper as evidence to prove, I don't know what, some case or some point she was trying to prove, but it didn't end up working. It actually ended up backfiring. So there's the story behind that one. Okay, so the document that you just saw was the very first petition. The very first petition. When I first initially filed, which was on, oh, I don't, let's see here. Let's see if I can, um, actually, I'm not even going to look it up. I'm just going to go to that document and open it. What, what, what was the date on this? May 3rd. Bam. Okay, so May 3rd of 2023 is when I first put in the document. So this was all happening when he was 3 months old, like all of this jail stuff and all when things got really bad, he was 3 months old. So we're talking about May of 2023, which is just a few months back. So when I first initially filed, it was May 3rd of 2023, and what I filed is what you're looking at, which was the uncontested. Um, what exactly do they call it? Hold on, give me a second. What exactly do they call that? The petition for support in parenting plan unconnected with dissolution of marriage with dependent or minor children. So basically, what that's saying is it's unconnected to divorce, which is dissolution of marriage. I did not want the divorce. She did not want the divorce at this particular time. Okay, we had said that we just wanted a parenting plan. We just wanted a custody arrangement at the time, but we knew that that wasn't really going to be an option because we were at each other's throats, or at least I knew that that wasn't going to be an option. And I said in video a long time ago, before I even moved out of that house, the life update video that I posted with me in full glam. You see me in full glam in the thumbnail of that video. I was walking the dog, and I just gotten home, and I made that life update video. I said that it didn't make much sense to me, and I also said it in the parental agreement, or the protect parental rights video, of father's parental rights. When I did that alienation video at the end, I also did say that it didn't make much sense for me to quote unquote get just a parenting plan. If I was going to the court to file anything, it would have been a divorce. But I filed that because I said, you know what, maybe this is fixable. Maybe we can get past this. And back then it was fixable. But now things have gotten so bad, and she's kept me in for my child for this long, and she's totally decimated any kind of relationship I could possibly have with my kid. And I mean, I'd be surprised if he even remembers who I am or what I sound like, because it's been so long since he's seen me at all, whether that's in person or on FaceTime or whatever. He hasn't seen me in so long. And due to this, him having to be rushed to the hospital to get stitches and all this kind of stuff, there's a lot of things that I have been contesting and have issue with. And so, in turn, she has problems with those things. But I don't care, because as the father and as the person who is being done wrong here, and I'm being done very, very wrong if you haven't noticed, the court system is being very unfair to me right now, because me getting custody of my kid in some capacity should be the number one thing on the list before we discuss anything else. And it just has not been that way. And so there's that. All right. So the last photos of this particular video, because it's getting longer than it needs to be. For part, what part is this? Five or six? Five. Um, we Okay, so basically what that is when I submitted the original parenting plan, because there was an original petition, which was the one that was unrelated to dissolution of marriage, the one that wasn't the divorce. And then later on, I voluntarily dismissed that one because she told me to. She told me to pull it and file the divorce. So I did just that. Um, because she was blackmailing me, saying if you don't do this, you're not going to see your kid and all this kind of stuff. And if you don't give me income tax, then I deserve $2,000 and blah 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 blah. And and I was just like, you don't deserve anything. We filed income tax separately, and she just kept trying to blackmail me and just force me to do everything. And if I wasn't doing it, then she was going to hold him for longer, which clearly she's been doing exactly what I'm telling you guys because I have not seen him since. So. Um, so basically, I proposed 50-50 in the parenting plan initially because that's what it was. She denied it. That text message that I showed you that says, and I will read it for you guys. Uh, let's find out what that says there. No, that's not it. Okay, so that text message says, okay, so how are we going to work this out now? I have the parenting plan and everything, but in the meantime, we need to come to an agreement about how this is gonna go. No more wasting time. I want to get my son for a week, and we'll start doing Friday to Friday, which was a very good plan, extremely good plan, and see how that works while we're waiting for the parenting plan to go through its process. Please don't continue the nonsense any further because it doesn't need to go no further. Um, you get the point now. So just get back to letting me see my son. Don't make this any worse by continuing to hold him. If you want to call me, then call me and we'll talk about it. But this is only between us from this point forward. Don't pull anyone else into our business. How we raise CJ successfully is our how we raise CJ successfully is our goal, and it should be all that matters. And then her text message to me was blocked. So she blocked me immediately after that. So I was trying to be better and do all that I could do, and she just basically said, fuck you. And so that's like a whole problem in itself. And me telling her to keep it between us because she can never do that. Her mom and everybody else always has to be pulled into it. They always have to be somewhat involved somehow, some way, and it's really annoying because it's like you, they are not in the equation. Like they have their own lives. Like are they, you know, that bored with themselves and their lives that they have to be so fixated in somebody else's situation and in somebody else's marriage. This has nothing to do with them. So it was a big problem for me personally. And turns out there was really nothing I could do about it because she does not listen to anybody but Renee Jenkins. That's the only person she listens to. And it's a shame because she's steering her down a very terrible path. But we'll get to that in part 6.